Hi, Felicia Chan. Can you hear me okay? If you can hear me, please say so. Sarina Ong, how are you? Can you hear me okay? Kema Jenny, good afternoon, Long Paul. Please let me know if you can hear me alright or not. Joyce Koo, good afternoon, Ajahn. Okay, can you hear me? Is the sound okay? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me okay. How are you, everybody? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Is my voice getting to you or not? Ja, can you hear me? Ja, can you hear me? Can hear you clearly, Ka. Okay, thank you. Because I was wondering, nobody has asked me any question yet. So I was just wondering whether you can hear me. If you have any question, please type them in the commentary box and I will answer your question. Hi, Long Paul. Working at the moment. Clip Outreach. Go Ching Chuan. Loud and clear. Good. Clip Outreach. Good to see you. Tan Kok Land. I can't hear at all. Mary Ann sound good. Okay, so something is wrong with your speaker, Tan Kok Land, because other people can hear me okay. Sarina Ong, yes, I can hear you very loud and clear. Okay, you got any questions, Sarina Ong? Club Outreach sound very good. Okay, so we have no problem with the sound. Right now, I'm just waiting for your questions. If you have any question, type them in and send it to me. What nextly, Ajahn Suki Hotu? Is my visual okay also? Am I looking straight at you? Or am I looking sideways? No question, Ajahn. I'm using different method in using this Q&A live. So I need your feedback. Let me know what about the visual. Am I looking at you when I answer your question? Or am I looking sideways? Go Yan Chuan. Good day, Luang Por. May I ask, what stage is this? Once upon a time, when meditate, I can hear my heartbeat clearly. It just means your mind is calmer and you are more mindful, that's all. When you meditate, you become more mindful, then you will be able to be aware of something that you are not normally would be aware of. What Maxley sound and picture looks good, thank you. Sarina Ong, Ajahn, could you please explain about Pavanga stage? Pavanga means the state of calm. There are two types, mindful Pavanga and mindless Pavanga. When you enter into calm and you have mindfulness, this is called samadhi, Pavanga. If you enter into calm and have no mindfulness, this is called sleep. You fall asleep when you have no mindfulness, and your mind becomes calm. So there are two types of Pavanga. One is called samadhi, when you're fully aware, mindful. The other is called sleep, when you have no mindfulness. So we don't have much question today. I guess everybody have asked everything that they wanted to know. So what needs to be done is to do the practice. Try to practice mindfulness all the time. Like right now, try to be mindful at what you do. July Pante, I'm from India, Ladakhi. Welcome to our meeting. Nice to meet you. Landak Guru from India. If you have any question, go ahead and ask me. Okay. Today is Wednesday. Right now it's about 12 o'clock here in Thailand. So for people in Thailand right now it will be lunch time. People will be out from work and having lunch. What time is it over where you are? Got Yan Chuan would like to hear more Buddha related story 2,500 years ago. I think you would have to go and search in the internet for the biography of the Buddha. Then you will then be able to study all the stories of the Buddha there. I don't have much knowledge about the Buddha except that he is an enlightened person. He's a great teacher. Amy Lai, Bhante, can depression people meditate? If they can be mindful, then they can meditate. If they can watch their breath and keep focusing on their breath, they can meditate. Like Ajahn said, if you have the time to breathe, you have the time to meditate. So if you have mindfulness, you can meditate. If you have no mindfulness, your meditation will not be successful. Landap Uru, how to practice in daily life. Just keep developing mindfulness. And keep your mind focused on your body activity, on your action, whatever you do. Keep watching your action. Or you can recite a mantra. The goal is to stop you from thinking aimlessly. Apprentice, could Ajahn please guide us on this morning's talk about entering Brahma world using vipassana? How to do it so that the attainment will be more permanent comparing to entering Brahma world using mindfulness. Thank you. In order to enter the Brahma world by using vipassana, you have to attain to the third stage of enlightenment. That is of an anagami. See, before you can reach the third stage, you first have to reach the first and second stage, that of a sotapanna and a sakidagami. In order to attain to the first stage of enlightenment, you have to let go of your fetters of sakaya titi, the view that the five khanda has a self. The truth is the five khanda has no self. It is anicca dukkha anatta. The body is not you, the feeling is not you, the thought and the perception is not you. There are physical and mental process. The body is a physical process made up from the four elements: earth, water, fire, and wind. The mental phenomena are the feelings, perception, thoughts, and consciousness. There is no self in all of these five khandhas, and they are in a stage of flux, constantly changing, rising and ceasing. You cannot control them like the body. You cannot stop the body from growing old, getting sick and die. You cannot control your feelings to be good feeling only. They come and go. They have good feeling, they have neutral feeling, they have bad feeling or painful feeling. What you do is to understand their nature and leave them alone, not cling to them, not have any desire or craving for them. Once you can do this, then you will let go of the five khandhas. No attachment toward the five khandhas. Then your mind will become free from the fear of aging, sickness and death. Then you have reached the first stage of enlightenment through vipassana. The next stage is to develop asubha, to see that the body is not attractive or good looking. By looking at the 10 stages of the corpse, or looking at the 32 parts of the body, you will see that the body is not attractive at all. This will then can lighten and eventually eliminate all of your sexual desire. Once you have get rid of all your sexual desire, you have entered the third stage of enlightenment as an anagami. If you diminish or lighten your sexual desire, you have reached the second stage of enlightenment, called the sakidagami. So in order to enter the Brahma world, you have to get rid of your sexual desire and your attachment to the body. So you have to go do this. You have to go through the 3 stages of enlightenment in order for your mind to enter into the Brahma world permanently. As an anagami, you will not return to the sensual sphere of existence, because you have no desire for anything in the sensual sphere of existence. But then you become attached to the Brahma world, to the happiness of the Brahma world. And so you still need to practice more vipassana to see that the happiness from the Brahma world is also anicca, dukkha, anatta. Once you can see this and you let go of your attachment to the Brahma world, to the desire for happiness from the Brahma world, then you will be able to free yourself from the Brahma world and enter into Nibbana, becoming an Arahant, the 4th stage of enlightenment. I hope this is a summary of the practice of vipassana, to move your mind out of samsara. First move it out of the sensual sphere of existence, then move it into the Brahma world. Once you get into the Brahma world, then you have to move it out again to enter Nibbana. Huat Max Lee. When secondary object arises, like pain, do you mean that we repeat the mantra Bhutto? Is it continuous repeating without any gap till it disappears, then return to your primary object? If you can concentrate on your primary object, you keep concentrating. You can keep concentrating on your primary object. But if you find that it's not possible, then you then use the mantra, because the mantra might be easier for you to focus upon. So it depends on your mindfulness, how strong your mindfulness is. If you can continue being mindful of your primary object. Just keep doing it. Then your mind will not be affected by the painful feeling, and eventually it will be able to leave the painful feeling alone and not being hurt by the painful feeling. KB Leong, สวัสดีครับท่านอาจารย์ My last retreat was at Khao Chion in March before lockdown. Now I practice at home. The progress is slow because with family and responsibility. I keep 6 to 7 precepts each day, but eat 3 meals one day most of the time. Okay, just keep on practicing and keep as much of the precept as you can, because the precept will support your meditation practice, especially the 8 precepts. It will prevent your mind from going to doing other activities, and it will free the time for you to meditate. But if you have to do some other activities by breaking the 8 precepts, then you will lose the precious time of your practice, like eating 3 meals a day. If you eat only once a day, then you have more time to meditate and less hindrance from being drowsy or sleepy. Siswandaho, Namaskar Bante. Hopefully this outbreak will end soon, so I can go to Thailand to meet and give Dhamma to you. Yes, hopefully. I think everything will change. This is anicca world. Nothing lasts forever. So just be patient and be contented being where you are. Then you would have no frustration or restlessness. Just meditate where you are and give Dhamma where you are. You can do it where you are. You don't have to come all the way to Thailand. Cornell Tanabi, Siswandaho, what is the purpose of Dhamma? The purpose of Dhamma is to give you happiness. When you give Dhamma, you feel good. The feeling is better than buying a new pair of shoes or going on a holiday. It's a deep type of happiness. It's a deep type of good feeling. The good feeling you get from Dhamma makes you feel contented, not hungry. But the good feeling you get from spending money on a new pair of shoes or going on a holiday will just give you a brief good feeling, and then it will generate more desire to spend more money on more things or going on holiday. So it will increase more dukkha for you if you spend money for sensual gratification. But if you spend money on Dhamma, it will make your mind become fulfilled and not hungry for things, for sensual gratification. Amy Lai, I'm so depressed and anxious. Bante, it's really hard for me to meditate. Can you advise me how to start to meditate? You can first start by doing chanting. Learn some chant, or you can recite the 32 parts of the body. For me, I recite the 4 foundation of mindfulness. Translation, English translation of the 4 foundation of mindfulness. See if you can memorize the whole content of the 4 foundation of mindfulness. Once you can memorize it, then you can recite it without having to look at the book, at the text. You can use this as a method of developing mindfulness and meditation. Michael Saw, Sadhu. KB Leon, I am able to overcome pain in sitting meditation up to 1 hour by reason with it. In order to be able to win over the pain all the time, Should I meditate for longer periods, say 2 hours, 3 hours, to see how I handle the pain? Yes, you just have to get at the pain. Teach your mind to not react to the pain. Teach the mind to just be aware of the pain, not have any desire to get rid of the pain. So you have to sit there and try to make the mind has equanimity. Because once you have equanimity, then your mind will not react to the pain. The purpose is not to get rid of the pain. The purpose is to teach the mind to accept the pain. Once the mind can accept the pain, then there will be no dukkha in the mind. It doesn't matter how long. The goal is to make the mind accept the pain and can coexist with the pain without having any dukkha. Ya Chanicha, how are you? Kelvin Sudato, hi Ajahn. Can one oneself know one had reached the stage of Sotapanna? Yes, when you have practice you will know. And Sanditiko, all the 4 stages of enlightenment, you will know it for yourself. How else would the Buddha know that he has become a Buddha? He knows because there's a big change in the mind, from the mind that is full of suffering to the mind that is free from suffering. Aniko, Bante, even after meditate 45 minutes and leg feel pain, may change position or moving, or just let it, don't do any moving, thanks. If you want to advance in your practice, then you must not change your position. If you change, it means you will have to restart from scratch again. It's like restarting from scratch again. So if you want to move forward, pass beyond this pain, you have to either first develop more mindfulness, such as reciting the mantra. Try to ignore the pain. Keep your mind busy with the mantra or chanting the 32 parts. When you can do this, you will forget about the pain, and then you will not react to the pain. Then you can become calm, even if the pain still exists. It means you can overcome pain. You can rise above the pain. You don't have to do anything with the pain. You can live with the pain. So this is better. If you stop, it means you still get stuck. Every time you run into pain, you cannot overcome it. So try to overcome your pain by developing more mindfulness, by reciting mantra or by reciting a chant of the 32 parts of the body. So eventually your mind will become calm and has equanimity, and it will not have to do anything with the pain. It can leave the pain alone. Meal on meditation. Good afternoon, Ajahn. The sound is good. Thank you. Danny Hours. Hello, how are you? Sapruchai, Namaskar, Ajahn, to Ajahn. Kema Jenny, Luang Po. In my meditation, I listen to dialogues from family living nearby, not next door but a distant neighbor. The conversation was clear. Then the next obvious sound came from commotion at the hospital about 600 meters away from the temple. I was in retreat, and I knew my hearing became sharper over the time. I went deep in samadhi. I just allow my mind flow. I request for Luang Po advice, how should I go further? If you hear any sound, you should ignore them. You shouldn't follow the sound or pay any attention to them, because this will prevent your mind from entering into samadhi, to become calmer and to have more equanimity. So you should leave the sound alone. Come back and focus on your meditation object if you can. like your breath. If you cannot recite the mantra, so that you can pull your mind away from the sound, because they are distraction to your meditation. You will not be able to be calm in samadhi and have equanimity if you keep paying attention to the sound that you hear. So ignore the sound and concentrate on your meditation object. KB Leong Satu. Emilai, what is in Pali of four foundation of mindfulness? The Satipatthana Sutta. Satipatthana Sutta. You can search for foundations of mindfulness in the internet if you want to get the English translation. If you want the Pali, just search for Satipatthana. Any cold, Bante, when if any pain or part of body, when meditate, if we are opening our eyes, will all be disappear. Why can we be like that? Such no pain at all. Thanks. I don't know if I understand your question. When any pain of body, when meditate, if we open our eyes, we all the pain disappear. No, the pain doesn't disappear from you opening up your eyes. If it's real pain, it will remain. If it's imaginary pain, when you open up your eyes, it might disappear. Because when you open up your eyes, then your mind stop imagining. Sapulchai, Ajahn, when we know that bad deeds will produce bad karma, and we always keep the precepts with full faith in the Buddha, so we do not dare to violate the precepts. The question is whether in future birth we will not do violations of the precept again, even commit murder and bad deeds and other bad deeds. It depends on how faithful you are to the precept. If your precept is not based on wisdom, on truth, then you can still break the precept. But if it's based on wisdom, on enlightenment, such as becoming a Sotapanna, a Sotapanna can see clearly the working of the law of karma. So he will not ever again break any precepts. So answer your question, if you're not yet a Sotapanna, you could still violate the precept in your future life. Chompu NTR, how are you? What Maxley, pain is meditator's best friend. We should make friends with pain. That's right. If we are friendly, then we will not have to get rid of the pain. We can coexist with the pain. The pain isn't bad. It's your reaction to the pain that is harmful to you. So as soon as you stop reacting to the pain, then your mind will become peaceful and calm, and it can coexist with the pain. You have to look at the pain as being a natural process, like the weather. We don't react to the weather so much because we know there's nothing we can do with the weather. So you should look at the pain like the weather. There's nothing much you can do with the pain. You just have to learn to live with it. Once you can live with it, then there will be no problem. Chin Li Ching. Hi Pande. Try to sit few hours in the night during one pra, but sleepy instead. Should I walk all night instead? Yes, if you are sleepy and you cannot sit, if you want to meditate, then you should do walking meditation instead. You can have peaceful and calm and equanimity also from walking meditation. Emily, can I recite any mantra instead of four foundation of mindfulness? Yes, you can recite anything, any verses. You can chant the Itipiso, Bhagava, Arahat, Samma, Sambuddho, the triple gems. You can recite them for as many times as you like to calm your mind and to make the mind mindful, and the mind will not be depressed. The mind can be peaceful and happy. Polling soon, sadhu, sadhu. Samigo, Suki, Hotu Ajahn. Okay, we have now been talking, discussing Dhamma for about 36 minutes. We'll keep doing this for about 1 hour. Unless if there are no more questions, then I would probably have to end this live meeting. But I'll wait for your question for now. Polling soon. Any benefit extra doing meditation in lunar 1st or 15th? No, there's no benefit on the date of your meditation. The benefit comes from the time you put in. The more you meditate, then the more benefit you get out of it. The reason why we have the lunar calendar is to let people stop working, and then they can then have the time to meditate. Go Yan Chuan, Pante, can you explain how to start a Supa contemplation from ground zero? You can read it from the four foundation of mindfulness on the body contemplation part. There are two ways. First is to go through the 32 parts of the body. Hair of the head, hair of the body, nail, teeth, skin, flesh, sinew, bone, marrow, heart, lungs, liver, and so forth. You can start recite the name first, memorize the name. Then the next thing, visualize the object, the parts of the body. If you don't know how they look like, go look up in the anatomy book of medical students. They have pictures of the various parts of the body. This is to let your mind to see that the body is not good looking or attractive as you think it is. Then the second method is to look at the 10 corpses, looking at dead bodies from the time they die to the time they eventually decay and become left with bones, with skeleton. You can read this in the Satipatthana Sutta, or the four foundation of mindfulness, in the body section, the body contemplation section. Polling soon, voice not high. I'm not sure what do you mean. I've been talking for about 40 minutes now, and everybody says, okay, maybe it's something wrong with your volume. Turn up your volume. Sapruchai, thank you, Ajahn. I always reading Ajahn Dhamma talk. I'm so happy to hear your Dhamma talk. Sadhu, sadhu. Chen YCH, hi Ajahn. My mind becomes a bit depressed and sad when contemplating about death, falling sick and old age. It is normal. It is normal for people who doesn't have any samadhi yet. See? So before you contemplate on death, sickness, old age, or asupha, you should do some samadhi first. Have some equanimity. Because once you have equanimity, then your mind will not react to the sad news, to the sad thing that you don't want to see or learn about, such as death, sickness, and old age. So if you cannot contemplate because you feel sad, then you first should practice meditation to calm your mind and to develop equanimity first. Once you have equanimity, then you can contemplate on the truth of the body, and you will not feel sad. Andiko, Pante, is people meet each other because of the connecting of the karma, or also other factors influence in it. This I cannot really tell you. I believe that karma has part. Sometimes we might have done something together in the past, and this karma will attract us to come back to meet each other again. But I look at it like more like a chance meeting. It's like when you drive to the intersection and you see car on your left and car on your right. And the next day, if you come back to this intersection again, would you see the same car to your left and to your right again? So this is like when we reborn again. Will we meet the same people again? I don't know. So don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Because whoever you meet, you either will like them or you will not like them, or neutral to them. This is just how our mind works. Swami go, Ajahn, if I am born in heaven one day, in heaven is almost equal 500 years on earth calendar. So if I can communicate with my family, they are not living. So Ajahn said, is it true? Sadhu, forgive me for asking this question. Well, the Buddha, after he was born 7 days, his mother passed away. And 35 years later, when he became enlightened, he could still connect with his mother in heaven. So I don't know about the time span, whether it's true or not. But if you can have special power, psychic power, you can connect with other spiritual beings. It doesn't matter how long the time might have passed. Amy Lai, Bante, I keep blaming myself on how I treated my husband, who passed away last year. I am so sad and regret. That's why it's hard for me to meditate. You should forget about the past. You should accept that what you have done is bad, but it's already gone. Only thing you can do is not try to repeat it again in the future. Try to be nice and kind to everybody. Then you won't have any regrets afterwards. Check Ling Tan, greeting Tanajan. In the sutta, some devas became Sotapanna by listening to the Dhamma. Since they are spiritual beings, and to my understanding, they don't experience old age sickness like human beings and live very long life. How do they become Sotapanna by not being afraid of old age, sickness and death? They still have old age, sickness and death in their mind, see. The devas still exist like in dreams. They exist like they're in dreams, and they still think they have body like being alive, like when they are alive. So it's like when you sleep at night, you dream. Although your body is sleeping, but you dream that you run into some danger and you become afraid. See? Like running to a wild animal. You can become afraid because you think that the wild animal might be attacking you. So if you are Sotapanna, you just say, okay, it's okay for the body to die, it doesn't matter. So you can give up your body in your dreams, and then you become a Sotapanna in your dream. So this is how the spiritual world works. Spiritual world is the world of dreams. Kilma Jenny, MBB. Winston Go, mind is peaceful after meditation for some time. What should I do? Can Ajahn advise? After you have peaceful, after your mind becomes peaceful and come out from meditation, then you should contemplate on death, on aging, sickness and death. Contemplate on the Sukha, because your mind will not feel sad when you contemplate on this truth. You want to contemplate until you become familiar and remember this truth and never forget. Once you know that you're going to get old, get sick and die, then you will then not react to it. You would accept the truth. Then you will have no dukkha when you come across aging, sickness and death. But you can only contemplate for so long. After a while, your calm will disappear, and you might not feel good after when you contemplate on the truth. Then you should stop contemplating and return to meditation again, to calm your mind again. And after you come out of meditation, then you can contemplate on the truth again until you can accept the truth. Then when you feel no longer afraid of the truth, you're ready to accept the truth, then you're ready to go and take the test. The test is to face some danger, as if something might hurt your body. And if you accept the truth, then you will not cling to the body. You will let the body be hurt or die. And then you will not have any dukkha regarding the body, whether it is sick or not, whether it's dying or not, whether it is old or not, because you can accept the truth of the body. Anandati Satu 3 times. Karina me Ui Ajahn. Last night I saw the bad karma in my dream, that it commits the bad deeds. Was it due to I suppressed the bad thought arose on daytime, because I knew the thought is bad and brought back the mindfulness? Because I knew the thought is bad and brought back the mindfulness. When you are awake, you want to control your thoughts. But when you go to sleep, you cannot control your thought, because you have no mindfulness while you sleep. So whatever bad deeds, whatever bad thought that you have suppressed can come up. But it doesn't matter, because it cannot move you to do any bad karma when you sleep, when you dream. But you cannot stop it from coming up. You cannot stop good dreams or bad dreams to arise. They are the result of your good or bad karma. Okay. Now it's about 49 minutes and 23 seconds into the meeting. I think you are running out of questions to ask me, but I'll wait for a few more minutes to see if somebody is still typing any question. You can send in your comment about this type of meeting that we are doing now, whether it is good, you like it, or would you prefer the Zoom method? Would you rather like me talking to you, reading your question and answering your question like I am doing now, or you like to use the Zoom meeting? No, it's not dangerous to sleep. Kalina me, because you have to sleep, your body is tired and it needs to take a rest. It's dangerous to do bad karma, because when you do bad karma, then it will appear, you will have bad dreams, that's all. That's why the Buddha said you should be kind and nice to people. You will do good deeds. Those who do good karma, when they sleep, they will have good dreams. Yeah. So sleeping is not dangerous. It's the bad karma that is dangerous, because the bad karma will then produce bad dreams. but the good karma will produce good dreams. Nabiti, Namaskar, Ajahn. Gary Wu, good afternoon, Ajahn. Sometime after meditation, I find myself very wakeful. I find it difficult to fall asleep. What is your advice? If you're still wakeful, then continue on with your practice. You can do the contemplation. After you come out meditation, go through the 32 parts of the body. First reciting the names, going forward and coming backward. Then do visualizing each part. After you do this for a while, you'll fall asleep. You become tired, and then you'll go fall asleep. If you're not sleepy, then don't sleep, because you will become restless, trying to force the mind to go to sleep. So instead of sleeping, then you should continue on with your contemplation. You can do this while you lie down and getting ready to go to sleep. And after you have contemplated for a while, your mind will become sleepy, and then you will fall asleep eventually. K.B. Leong, Tanajan, it is true that until one achieves ubeka, one cannot really let go of sensual pleasures, or karma tanha, bhava tanha, and vibhava tanha. It's part of it. You have to have ubeka, and you also have to see the anicca, dukkha, anatta on the objects of your tanha. You have to see anicca, dukkha, anatta on the five sensual objects. You have to see anicca, dukkha, anatta on the rupa and arupa jhana. Then you can let go of your attachment. So it is important to keep remember this in my practice, because sometimes the more I practice, I realize the defilements are still there and strong, especially wanting to acquire new knowledge and skill. I develop sati on daily basis and panya by listening to Dhamma talks, but retreat in temples and alone is the best. Can Ajahn offer further advice? You can develop panya yourself. You don't have to rely on Dhamma talk alone. Every time you contemplate on anicca, dukkha, anatta, you are developing panya or new knowledge. Anicca, dukkha, anatta, asubha, for instance. These are the knowledge of panya that you can develop without having to listen to Dhamma talk. Chen YCH, hi Ajahn. Many Buddhists pray and pay respect to devas like Brahma or Indra. What is your opinion on this? Is this encouraged or discouraged? Thank you. Paying respect to any beings is okay, but you don't get much from paying respect to them, because they could not teach you Nibbana. So it's better pay respect to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, because they are the ones that will teach you how to get to Nibbana. Emilai, Bante, right now I see psychiatrist. Is it okay psychiatrist patients do meditation? Yes, because meditation can cure your depression. It's just whether you know how to do it or not, that's all. What you have to do is learn to be mindful, learn to stop thinking, control your thoughts by reciting a mantra or chanting. Then your thought will become less, and your mind will become calmer and peaceful and happier. Meal on meditation. When I am going to lose my good friend, even with equanimity and contemplating of nature of death, I found that I still feel sad. It means you don't have real equanimity. If you have real equanimity, you feel nothing. During meditation, I feel peaceful, but after coming out from meditation and I try to contemplate on impermanence of body, I still feel sad, because you haven't reached the real equanimity yet. One day I listened to your Zoom recording. You say normally we learn to greet someone who bring you some food or be nice to you. Then I understood that, moreover, I did not want them to die. I also wanted the happiness from them. So there are two reasons I have to contemplate. After that I have had equanimity again. CHNG Kim Tik. Yes, Ajahn, it is a good to use method of Q&A. We can learn from many people and Ajahn advice. Maha Sadhu to all. Yes, let me know whether you like this method or not, so I can then find the right method. Some people like the Zoom meeting also, so I will try to use different methods to bring the Dhamma across to you. Sapruchai, I have read in a book, but I forget which book, about Jula Sotapanna and Sotapanna. Can Ajahn explain the difference, Ajahn? This is the first time that I hear about Chula Sotapanna. I'm not sure what it means. So you have to search in the internet for the answer. Patrick Poor, Sadhu. Chen YCH, thank you again. Well, we are nearly reaching the 1 hour time limit that I set up for this meeting. We are 57 and 29 seconds into the meeting. So we have about 2.5 minutes to discuss Dhamma. So if anybody would like to send in the last question, I'll be happy to wait and answer. NB Live, I like this method. Good. Okay, anybody else have any comment concerning this method? Is the visual and the audio okay? Am I looking straight at you? Or am I looking sideways? Karina Me Ue, Sadhu. Patsy Chung, this method of live Q&A is good. Please continue with it as we learn a lot from this. Sadhu Bante. Okay, happy to hear. Patrick Poor, this method is good. Patrick likes this method also. Okay. Karina May Ui, yes. Okay. I think this method allows you everybody to send in the question at their own pace. With the Zoom, you have to wait in line and wait for each person to ask and listen to their answer. But with this, you can type in the question while you listen at the same time, and then eventually your question will be read and answered. Go Yan Chuan, Bante, all good. Okay. Kek Yen Slow, Tanajan, thank you very much for the meeting. Regarding the recitation of 32 parts, should we follow the sequence? Is that compulsory to follow the sequence? I think it's better to follow because it starts from the outside and go all the way inside, from solid part to the liquid part. So the way it's being set up is good. But if you don't like all the 32 parts, you can skip any part you like. But maybe it can be your version. So it's better to stick to the sequence. And you should do it forward and backward. Because when you have to do it backward, it forces you to be more mindful. It forces you to concentrate more. Sapruchai, thanks you Ajahn, Sadhu, Sadhu. CHNG, Jim Tik, Maha Sadhu Ajahn. How do you notify the listener about the date and time of the next Q&A session? There's no notification. When I come on live, if you set up an alarm for the the page to notify you. You'll be notified right at the time of the live session, because I don't have a fixed schedule. So, and I don't know when I will be available next time, and I hate to be not to say something and not be able to do it. So it's better not to set up any schedule. Okay, I think this almost answer all of your questions. Noted Ajah's advice. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much for all of your questions, and I'm very happy to be able to answer them. Maybe not all of them to your satisfaction, because I'm also still a learner. There are things that I don't know. So if you ask me something that I don't know, then I cannot answer them. Check LinkedIn. All methods are good because all Ajah's Dhamma teaching are good, so profound and beneficial to all. Okay, thank you. Well, now is the time for me to say goodbye. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time, and I hope this meeting will give you some benefit, give you more knowledge on the way of practice. And please keep on practice, because only practice will give you the result of enlightenment. Thank you and goodbye for now.